Everybody's heard of Alice Springs since Neville Shute's book and the film of it, A Town Like Alice. Only 5,000 live here, but its position in the heart of Central Australia makes it important. To the Queen, as to the tourists who flock to Alice in growing numbers, the little town is fascinating. Welcome to Our Majesty means the Aborigine word, and it fell to a little native girl, surprisingly named Julie Kelly, to say welcome with flowers. How beautifully she did so. This was in Traeger Park, where 3,000 people, many from quite a distance away, came to see the Queen and Duke. And of that 3,000, 1,300 of them were children. There's water at Alice Springs, which accounted for the original settlement. But not far away, water is so precious that only 35 years ago, when the railway reached Alice, there were no more than 400 people in the whole of Central Australia. One thing that's brought wide fame to Alice Springs is that it's the base of the Flying Doctor Service, which radio has made known all over the English-speaking world. This great organization is the only way by which the widespread population of the Northern Territory can get medical treatment. It was something the Queen very much wanted to see. Patients needing a spell in hospital are flown into Alice. Back in the First World War, the idea of the Flying Doctor Service was born. A medical student in the Australian Flying Corps thought it up in his brief off-duty hours in France. The present headquarters was established in 1939. Over the base radio, the Queen spoke to the people of the outback, to whom the service brings medical aid.
I'm speaking to you from the Flying Doctor base at Alice Springs. I'm sure that all of you listening to me today would like me to pay a tribute to the very special skill and unswerving devotion of the doctors and nurses of the service, to all those who work at the bases, and to the many volunteers who are continually at work to enlarge and improve the Royal Flying Doctor Service.
Before leaving the hospital, the Queen and Duke saw some of the patients. When health returns, the time spent here will be one of 13-year-old Glenys Collier's lifelong memories. The Duke wished her a speedy recovery. Soon afterwards, it was time for all there to bid the royal visitors goodbye. Only a little way beyond Alice Springs, you're really in the outback. And you can see the point of the Aussie who said, it's 1,000 miles from nowhere, whichever way you look. Certainly 1,000 miles from Darwin. On the way there, the Queen and her husband saw something of the tough life in Central Australia. On these dusty plains, the cattlemen have to find pasture for animals whose greatest enemy is drought. If there were abundant water, what a green and pleasant land this would become. It's a thrilling sight, something for Prince Andrew to see when his mother brings the movies home. One of our sound recordists almost had to settle down out there. The raising of beef cattle is the staple industry of the Northern Territory. The last count was more than 1,100,000. In an average year, 170,000 are exported. And so to Darwin, and a big welcome at the Oval. This is the capital of the Northern Territory, just about as far north as Australia goes. It can be sizzling hot in Darwin, and that's how it was when the Queen and Duke arrived. The Mayor, Mr. N.H. Cooper, welcomed Her Majesty. Then the march past of the Pacific Island Pipe Band. Yirrkala mission dancers in a traditional corroboree. Bathurst Island Choir sang the canoe sailing song. In their Land Rover, the Queen and Duke drove along the ranks of children. At Vanelli's showgrounds, there was a rodeo program, establishing that America hasn't got the monopoly of this popular entertainment.
Your Royal Highness, ladies and gentlemen, welcome now to the special Darwin Exhibition and Rodeo for 1963.
If Australia has any broncos more evil-minded than the bunch performing here, we certainly wouldn't like to meet them. There's a rider who stayed on for the full time.
Out of 5.
He gets the booby prize for the quickest man off. It was sporting of the competitors to go through all this in front of the Queen. A cat may look at a king, so why can't a few horses show vicious bad temper before a queen?